So I have the pleasure of introducing the beautiful Mel Brandt. She is based out of Australia. She is currently at QNMD and definitely on the rise to NMD out there, which is so exciting. She's a 30-year-old mother of 2 young girls, and I'm sorry if I get the names wrong, Isla and Imani, and her fiance is Wade. She's completed a diploma in business management and is a florist by trade. And after baby number 2, she returned to work in the fire safety industry, but wanted more time with her family. And it wasn't long after that Juice Plus entered her life. So she is going to be speaking about her why, and I'm going to let you take it away. I love you, Mel.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And there's definitely a couple of familiar faces on here. And I'm excited to share my story with you all. So after baby number 2, I returned back to work. One of those things that, a lot of mums don't want to do. And I wanted to contribute, I wanted to help out. I've always been a really hard worker. So, staying home just was something that, I had more to give. So I returned back to work. What I found, with having 2 children, really struggled time-wise. I dropped my babies off at 6:15 in the morning, and it was still dark. I picked them up at 6:15 at night. By the time we actually got home, it was, for us, that meant that I spent 20 minutes a day with my babies, pretty much on the drive to and from daycare. My partner worked on the mines, so he was gone for 4 weeks at a time and only home for 5 days, and then he would be off for 4 weeks again. So we really traded time for dollars in a massive, massive way. My partner had literally, signed his soul away to give us an amazing future, which we actually couldn't live because we didn't have any time together. So it was a vicious cycle. Juice Plus came into our life. I was that really cool friend that said, I don't have time, I'm busy, I had every excuse under the sun. But, my excuse wasn't because I didn't think I could do it. It was because I didn't even know what network marketing was. I had no idea that anything like this existed, and I certainly wish that I'd found this a long time ago. So when Juice Plus came into our life, I looked into the products, and when I'm giving something to my children, I wanted to be sure that it was bulletproof. And I had a look in, I'm definitely not a scientist or a doctor, but I had a look into the products, and I was really happy with what I saw. So that was a no-brainer for us to jump on the products. And then, with the whole business side of it, when I got showed the Juice Plus business, I liken it to a lightning bolt. A lightning bolt went off, and for a couple of seconds, everything lit up. And I could see what was possible. I could see what we could create. And, just for that split second, I wondered, wow, what if I could get this to work? Maybe I could have my partner home. So many things went off in my head, and I just thought, right, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. My boss at the time was just horrible. There was no other word for him. He was just horrible. I would, finally make it to work after, one of those crazy mornings where you just can't get your life together. I still managed to, drop the kids off at school, daycare, wherever they needed to be, and get to work. And it wasn't until one day that he said to me, "You're late." And I was only about 15 minutes late after the morning I'd had. And that's where I just thought, right, I'm going to dive into this opportunity head first and see what we can create. So that's what we did. My partner, like I said, he was away. He was super supportive. He had no idea what I was doing. I still think to this day he thinks that I just talk to my girlfriends on the phone. But, you know, he was really supportive of what I was doing. And I said to him, look, I understand that this is a business. I understand that, you know, it needs time, it needs momentum. I said, give me a year in the business and we will talk about you coming home from the mines to work here in Brisbane. And he was like, yep, no worries, you know, let's do this. And I just got started really strong in the business. I knew a couple of people that struggled with their health. I knew a couple of people that struggled with their wealth. I got out of the way because it wasn't about me and just started sharing this opportunity the minute my franchise was up and running. So really what that did for us was, you know, it gave us crazy momentum right from the start. My why coming into this business was, by the time my 2-year-old was 2, she had seen her dad 11 weeks of her life. And, you know, anyone that's been on a call with me before, I find it really hard to keep the tears back still. So for us, a month into the business, I was able to quit my job. I definitely didn't earn a full-time wage, but, you know, my partner was like, look, you need to invest as much time as you can into this. So I did. I walked into my boss's office and I said, I quit. And he said, you can't do that. And my reply was, well, I just did. That was the first time in my life that I felt really empowered to take control, to stop following the crowds, to stop pleasing people and just go and do what it is you need to do. He wasn't happy, but who cares? It wasn't about him. So anyway, that was it. I was jobless. I was on my way to creating some sort of crazy juice plus life. I had no idea where this was going. I had no idea if it was going to work. I just knew that I had to give it everything because of my kids, you know. So it was a crazy roller coaster. It still is a crazy roller coaster. 6 months into the business, I was able to ring my partner and say, you know what, you can come home now, which was so good. He's a pain in the butt, don't get me wrong. He's been home 9 months now and I'm ready to send him back. But, you know, it's so good for the kids. They, you know, they get to see him every day now. You know, having that support and the extra pair of hands is definitely a huge help. And, you know, for us now, you know, it's been 15 months in the business. I've locked in an MD to be happening in November. So that's very, very exciting. And, you know, it was the why that made me cry and still does, that made all of this possible because, you know, compressing what looks like potentially, you know, a 4-year career into, you know, half of that time, the challenges that came up and still come up daily, you know, it was my why that kept me on track. It was my why that got me out of bed every day. It was my why that, you know, that just kept me going. I was very, very lucky to come into this business underneath Jess Fuller, who, my goodness, is just an absolute gun when it comes to the Juice Plus business. So, you know, I was very lucky for the support that I had. You know, I was lucky to have met Lauren and Olivia in Nashville in October. So, you know, to be backed by such awesome women, such inspirational, driven, motivated women was a massive part of, you know, being able to make this happen in such crazy time. But it was definitely story being so solid. And I never strayed from that. My why never changed. It still hasn't changed, you know. My why originally was to bring my partner home from the mines. We've done that. But in the next 12 to 18 months, I'd like to retire him for life and give him back, you know, years that he gave us. So it's definitely, I guess, been so important to stay focused and to stay so engaged with that why every single day. You know, staying true to why I came into this business has served me massively across the way. So what else would you like me to touch on, Olivia?
Oh, gosh, you almost made me cry. I was just on the verge, oh gosh, any longer, and I would have. You know what? I think that if you can, because you've moved through so quickly, if you can touch on just, I guess, maybe the three things that you really picked up and found to be most important to be successful with this over the last, I think you said 15 months.
So the things that were so important with something like this is, sorry, I've just got to yell at my dog. Righty, come up. So the things that made this, I guess, or the things that were so important throughout this journey for me to make this happen in such a short amount of time was consistency. Consistency for me, you know, I get wrapped up in what I'm doing, and I always give it my all. So, because I'm doing this for my children. It didn't matter whether it was my birthday, it didn't matter if it was Christmas. I still showed up in my business every single day because what I saw was if I was to go crazy with this for a couple of years, it's going to give us a life that, you know, we only dreamed of. So, you know, staying consistent was so much more important than not. The other thing was my DMO, so my daily method of operation. And, you know, I'll tell you guys what I did because there's no secret. There's no secret to how to, you know, have a booming business. It's just to stay so focused. So my daily method of operation was or is I will post on Facebook 3 times a day. Now, I'll post all different sort of stuff. You know, it's about diversity and it's really about being that person that people want to follow. I've had many messages from people saying, oh my God, I just can't wait to see what you post next. And that's what you want. You want to keep people engaged. So, you know, things like inspirational quotes, inspirational YouTube videos, because you don't know what's going on in someone's life. How many times have you flicked through Facebook and seen something that you just needed to see that day? So, you know, lunchbox ideas. How many mums are there out there every single day trying to find ideas to put in lunchboxes? You know, but also documenting my journey. You know, I've really been super open right from the start that this is a multi-level marketing business, that it's fruit, veg and berries in a capsule, but I've not been the crazy Juice Plus lady. I've gone about my life still, and you know, I've probably posted about Juice Plus once or twice a week, because with the other parts of my DMO, which I'll mention, I'm speaking to people every day in the background, so I don't need my Facebook to be flooded, you know, with Juice Plus. So I will reach out to 5 people a day. I will add 5 new people to Facebook a day. And there will become a time where, you know, you're starting new relationships because your warm market is either on the product or in the business or not interested or still watching. So, you know, it's really at the start, I had to make a few changes to my Facebook. I had to make certain pictures that I put up of my kids private, those sorts of things, you know, because my Facebook then became, you know, massively my business, but to people that I didn't know also. So, you know, I will only put pictures up there that I'm happy for the world to see. You know, otherwise I don't put them up. If it's my kids or my family, they just don't go up. So really, I guess, being very sure about your Facebook, the content on it, and the fact that, you know, even though you have a bad day, the amount of times that I wanted to have a event on Facebook, or, you know, I wanted to put up something in the early days, not so much now, and you've just not got to do it because people are watching you. I guarantee you there's more people watching you than there is engaging with you. So it's super, super important that, you know, your page is positive all of the time, you know, and you're that person that people want to be around. You're that person that people are looking for inspiration. So with that, you know, if you're talking to 5 people a day, every day for 30 days, it's 150 people a month you're coming in contact with. And that is going to get you crazy momentum. You do that for 90 days and that'll set you up for the rest of the year. I've never taken my foot off the pedal. I've done that, you know, 150 people every month, 15 months. And now, you know, I'm getting to the point now where I'm having to split people over the months, you know, of starting them up because I want to be able to give them enough of my time. I don't want to bring too many people in a month because obviously they're going to get lost, you know, and that's a quality problem, right? So the other parts of my DMO are I will, what else have we got? I'll check in with my team. I will probably the first week, middle of the month and last week, obviously I'm checking my declines. I'm, you know, going through my reports, but working your report, not just that, but, you know, having a look at your downline growth, you know, having a look at people that are really close to promotions or qualifying, going and working with those people. So how long have I got, Olivia? Just make sure you chime in and tell me to shush.
No worries. You know what? It's up to you. I know people probably have questions for you, so
yeah, go for it.
Wondering if we could fit in like 3 of those. Okay, questions. Andreas, I know you have a question because you always have a question. I don't know if he's busy. Does anyone?
It's a public service for the team. My question.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Elsa. Anyway, so I jotted down a whole bunch of questions. What you just said right now, especially the daily method of operation, was fascinating. So the one question that leapt out or that leaps out right now is, out of those 5 people that you choose to add to your Facebook family, what is your criteria? And I guess I will precede that with, obviously, you moved through this very quickly. So what had to change in you in order for you to be able to fit this in? And then, I mean, I guess, am I making sense? Because I think that, for example, when you get to the point where you say, I want to add 5 people, you already have a criteria in mind of what you're attracted to and what you're looking for. So my question is, how do you come about to that, and how do you make that selection?
So it's really about attracting your tribe, knowing who you want to bring into your business. So for me, I spent quite a bit of time earlier on in the business having a think about who I wanted to bring into the team, who's the ideal, you know, franchisee, and where do they hang out on social media. I've built my whole business from Facebook. So social media was the tactic that I used. So basically having a think about who I wanted to bring into the business, what that person looked like, and where do they hang out on social media. You know, are they on mums groups? Are they, you know, do they like clothes brands? You know, are they an active part of the community? And then, you know, going and placing myself on those pages and adding value. So I will join mums groups. I will join, you know, play dates and those sorts of things. And I'll add value to those pages. And it's not until basically, you know, I see something where I think I could help. I don't just go out and reach out to everyone on that page. I don't add the page and then just go and message everyone. You know, I add the value, and it's not until I see someone say, oh, you know, my kids have been sick for weeks now, or, you know, oh, my kid's got eczema, or whatever it is, that, you know, I might reach out and say, hey, you know, I don't know whether this interests you. And, you know, it might start off with reaching out about the product. And, you know, asking more questions. Prime example, I had some ads running off my health page. So I have a health page and a business page, and then my personal Facebook page. So I have ads running from my health page and my business page at all times. And I had someone reach out to do the 10-day shred. And, you know, we got talking about what she does for work and like why she's in a position that she feels she wants to do a 10-day shred. You know, and she basically just shared with me that, you know, she's tired, she's overworked, she's had enough, she's making bad decisions food-wise. And I said to her, you know what, I have no idea if this is going to interest you, but I would love to show you what allowed me to leave my job and what gave me some of my time back. And she jumped at it. She was like, oh my God, yes, show me. You know, she jumped on the product that day and she jumped into the business as well. So I guess really it's just about not drawing that line, that if you're speaking to someone about the product, don't draw the line that that's all you're going to share with them, you know, and asking the quality questions as well. So, you know, what do you do for work? Do you love your job? You know, is that what you wanted to do your whole life? But I guess really just keeping that line open and building that relationship. You know, people that know me know that I'm a bit of a clown. I'm always mucking around. I will do that with my customers and my potentials as well. And it really breaks the ice. You know, if I know they've had a hard day at work, I might send them, you know, a funny meme about, you know, whatever, where they'd rather be, or, you know, and it really breaks the ice, and it really starts to create a friendship, not just a Facebook relationship. So that's really, really helped in what I'm doing at the moment. But also the ads, I cannot vouch for them enough. I don't know whether you guys, whether or not it's something you guys can do there, but running the ads from your Facebook has been massive for, I know, the entire team in Australia. So definitely looking into that. But, you know, I got a lot of my knowledge from the people in Juice Plus, but I also got a lot of my knowledge from people that aren't in Juice Plus. So I've gone and done a lot of webinars. I've gone and done Facebook training, you know, via a webinar. You know, I'm booking into constantly, you know, upgrading my personal development in all areas. And I can say that that's definitely been a huge, huge part of my success, is learning from the people that are doing it, you know, how I want to do it. One of those people just happened to be my upline, so I was really, really lucky. But yeah, definitely I think the biggest aspect is working out who you want in your business and where they hang out, and go and place yourself. But also not trying to solely build your business from Facebook. So even though I would say 80% of my business, 90% of my business has been built from Facebook, I still get out and about. I still don't 100% try and build my business from Facebook. I will try and, you know, if I'm having a month that doesn't look like what I want it to, straight away I'll change my tactics. You know, if it's not working for you, then you need to go and find another way, because what works for my upline right now putting on 10 franchisees in a month, I copied word for word her replies in my business ads, and I had no conversion. So I guess it's just about, if it's not working, definitely have a look at another way, because what works for one person might not work for another, because everyone's networks are different. So hopefully that helps.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions? You can put your hand up, or let me put the gallery view. Let's see. I see.
So Mo's good question. Do you have a brand? So I branded, I've branded my health page, Eat It, Love It, Wear It. And I've branded my business page, Boss Mamapreneur. So basically, what I do now is anything to do with, the business page or the opportunity will get branded #BMM, Boss Mama Movement, or, there's a few that we sort of, that we use. So yeah, I think it's definitely important once you've sort of hit that, SC and above, that you start thinking about your branding and who you want to attract into your business. It's very, very important that you have that vibe and you roll with it, because you will start to attract in those types of people. So once you decide who it is that you want to bring into your business, you need to make sure that obviously the branding that you put forward is going to attract those types of people. And what was the other one? So you add those new friends randomly from groups. Yep, definitely. So if I've had, in a conversation with someone that I've met on, a mum's page or something like that, I'll just say, I'd love to stay in contact. I'm going to add you. I'm like, yeah, cool. I haven't had anyone say no yet. I've probably had heaps of people that actually haven't added me. But, if you're adding 5 a day, it doesn't matter, because if a couple don't accept, it doesn't matter, because you're moving on the next day to another 5 and another 5 and another 5. So, just that consistency will start to bring in, fresh people watching your Facebook every day. So I guess what I do also is I'll go back 6 months and check the posts that I put up 6 months ago, and I'll rerun them again. Because if I'm adding 5 people a day, I've got 150 new faces looking at my Facebook every month. So here's me thinking, I can't post that. I've posted that before. But yeah, you can, because it's all new blood looking at your Facebook every single time. So yeah, hopefully that sort of helped you out a little bit.
Lovely. Does anyone have one more question? You can put it in the comments, or, put it out loud. Is that another hand, Andreas?
I've got a question. It's Zoe Hudson here.
Sure.
Hello.
Hi, I'm up in Bundaberg, Melanie. Basically, my question is, how do you cope with people saying, oh, well, I can't afford the product, so therefore can't take out the business?
Yeah, so dealing with the objections, I guess, really is about moving through the products. So I always run with, and I know, you guys in America have got a lot more options than we do, but we always run with here in Australia, offering the fruit, veg and berry capsules with the shakes, straight up, to start off with. And then, let's say someone says, oh, I can't afford that. Okay, well, what about just the trio blend by itself? Breaking it down to a weekly amount, so the capsules here are $117 per month. I'll say to someone, they're $117 per month, but that breaks down to less than $30 a week that you're going to be able to cover yourself and the child for free, Sorry, there's going to be a bit of background noise for a second. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, here. Sorry, I've got my little 2-year-old with me. So, no, you're not having the scissors. I'll do it. There you go. So watch the movie, good girl. This is Zoom. Zoom. So basically, I will break down that, you know, if the shakes and capsules don't work, then that's okay. You know, let's try for just the capsules. And if that's still not affordable, then let's just go to the fruits and veggie capsules. I don't really roll with just the berries by themselves because I think people will get the wrong idea. They look at their friend that's got more energy, better sleep, increased water intake, and all these things happening, and they're going to expect those results from just the berries. So, you know, the berries here are really, you know, we're really open in saying that they do tend to target, obviously not making any promises, but tend to target hair, skin, nails. You know, they're full of antioxidants, those sorts of things. So that's when the berries would be offered. And again, you know, if they can't, and this, I remember Jess saying this to me early on, and I just didn't get it until now, really. And she said to me, Mel, if somebody can't afford the product, they need the business. So by really saying to them, you know, do you know a couple of people that might be interested in this product? And they might say, yeah, I know heaps. My only issue is I can't afford the product and I can't afford the startup cost. I would work with them as if they're in the business and say, okay, cool. Let's reach out to some people. Let's put some posts up on your Facebook. Let's get people knowing that, you know, you've got these little magic beans in your life. Let's get them asking questions and see if, you know, we can speak to a couple of people about the product. Because if you've got a couple of people ready to jump on board, it literally is just about finding, you know, that money, and you're going to get it back, you know, within however long, depending on when they start up. I would be inclined to start them up, you know, at the end of the month, you know, or just before the end of the month, because then, you know, our payday here is the 10th of every month. So, you know, they're going to get that money back within, you know, a week and a bit. So I found that that's worked before, but, you know, it just depends. If somebody's ready to make the change, then what can you take out of your trolley? What are you buying each week that doesn't serve you, that you could take out, and that could be your Juice Plus.
Thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. I want to respect your time. I want to respect everyone else's time. If anyone has any other questions, you know, please feel free to send them to me or even post them under the post I did previously. I will post this call tomorrow. But thank you again, Mel. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. Oh, goodness gracious.
You're welcome. I'm excited to see you all in April. Maybe even before. You never know.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I can't wait to see your NMD. It's going to be excellent.
Oh, you better be here. And everyone.
That's right.
It's an open house, NMD party.
No, I'll bring some, what is it? I forgot.
Carry on.